Well, I see that we have some people here, so I'm just going to introduce myself. I'm Polly Lorenzo. I'm an agent with the Polly Lorenzo Group hi, Tori. Good morning. Um, the Polly Lorenzo Group at Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. And I will tell you, I might break up a little bit. I'm actually in Key West on vacation, and I am 80 miles from Cuba, and I have a bathing suit cover up on top of my bathing suit. And I'm still working this morning, which I love this. This is amazing. So, who are you that's on the line with me? Liz?
Oh, I thought you were talking to everybody else. So I am Liz. I am the kind of uh, transaction coordinator around the office. So I help agents, contract to close, listing input, whatever is needed. But I was actually the director of operations on a team for a while. So I helped with a lot of building the systems for that team, and helping to make sure that everyone on the team knew who they could call when it was time to actually do lead generation. So,
So, today we're talking about lead generation. And the reason that I really wanted to dive deep into DTD2, I'm sure you guys see Liz post that on our KWGM site every Monday. And I have been researching it, and it comes down to from the top speakers at Keller Williams that maybe 3% of agents are actually calling and talking to their database 24 to 36 times a year. 3%. And this system that was created, it's free. And I'm always looking like, what's free? And how can I lead gen for free? So because I'm going to do this, and we're in Q4, and Q4 is a softer quarter. So it's a good time to really look at your systems and build up your CRM. So DTD2 is in conjunction with adding people to your CRM and making sure that it works for you. And then we can roll it out harder coming into Q1 through Q4 next year. So I'm doing this. And so I thought I would share what I'm doing as a novice because I don't do this all the time. And thank you for jumping on here because, again, it's free. So I don't think anyone knows what DTD2 is. So Liz, can you tell us what DTD2 is?
so DTD2 actually stands for do the database to. So what it means is you're going through your database and you are calling two letters of your database every week, based on last names. So every week in the year, there is a set of two letters that you are calling that week. And so it helps make sure um, that you actually can call through everybody and that nobody gets missed.
So does everyone understand that? So we're going to put some slides up during this that you can take pictures of, but also Liz has things that we've compiled that she's going to put in, I think, the chat part
Yep.
that you can actually open a PDF and download whatever we're talking about. So you've got a visual aid as well. So the benefits of DTD2 is your behavior. Like it creates a habit for a system and it builds relationships. And again, it's like you have to be authentically you, which I've been saying like my entire 15-year career. Like I'm never going to be like Alex Spino and Alex is never going to be like me, but we both love our clients and we talk to our clients and we're not going to be each other, but you have to be authentically you. And then we're going to foster trust with connections. And we're going to create a structured system to do some follow up, which is really just the benefits of DTD2, and it's free. So, with that being said, we created a care conversation. Actually, we didn't create it. This comes from Keller Williams, and it's part of really what they talked about in bold, especially during COVID. and we're continuing care conversations. So the care conversation is really simple. It starts with a salutation, purpose of your call. Does everyone here know what Ford is? Yes or no?
No.
I think we should go over it anyway.
Okay, well, Ford and Liz created, we created a relationship tracker and we put Ford in there, but Ford means family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. So if I'm talking to Tori, Tori, you can take yourself off mute real quick. I'm going to use you as a guinea pig.
Okay.
So ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, Tori, it's Polly Lorenzo. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh my gosh, I was just driving by your house and I was thinking I hadn't talked to you for so long. And how's your family?
Great. Great. How about you?
Oh my gosh, my family's crazy as usual. Do you have anything new things going in your life with your family?
Yeah, a few things. Some family members moving.
Oh my gosh, family members moving are always trying to get your free time to pack stuff up in boxes. Isn't that true?
Mm-hmm.
So the purpose of my call is I just really wanted to talk with you. I know we worked in real estate a couple years ago and you were such a great person and I'm driving through your neighborhood. And I just really wanted to let you know that the market is like totally transitioning where it's becoming a little bit more balanced of a market. So when you bought your house, we weren't competing like you, we were competing against 20 other people to buy that house and things were going so much over list. And now it just comes like it's a great time where you're not having so much competition, yet the bar and the standards are higher, so we can get a lot of money for your current house. And I just wanted to remind you of that just because I'm so excited about the real estate market. But how's your family going moving? Are they renting or are they purchasing right now?
Purchasing.
Are they purchasing? That's fantastic. Well, I would love for you to refer them to me. I think that would be amazing. And then also, I just want to stay in touch with you. So thank you for answering your phone and have a great day. So were you okay being a guinea pig with me, Tori?
Yes, yes, I was a little caught off guard.
Now
but
remember,
I'm a bad
yeah,
actor.
I know, but no, no, no. But remember, Tori's never bought or sold a house with me. But I just wanted you to see, I asked about her family, and usually with the Ford, the family organization, recreation, and dreams, I really never even get to the end to the D, the dreams part. Really, when I'm talking with my clients about family, somebody has a new baby, and in the relationship tracker that Liz created, and we're going to have that in the PDF files for you to download, we have actually put FORD. So when you make a contact, you can have you have to have their name, you have to have their cell phone number, you have to have their email address, and you have to have their current address, their mailing address. And then if they've gotten married in the meantime, that's just a great way for you to add somebody new. You know, Tori just got married to, somebody named Greg. I don't know Tori, but I'm just saying Tori just got married. She's like, oh, I just got married. His name is Greg. You can put Greg down and say, well, what's Greg's cell phone number? What's Greg's email address? And it's usually a very easy conversation and they totally will give you that information. So, how do you guys feel about the care conversation? Did it go well? Do you have any thoughts on it? And everybody can unmute and tell me their thoughts. We would love your opinion. Nobody has any thoughts? Alex, do you have a thought?
Am I unmuted?
Hi, this is Patty Gata. I was just saying, yeah, it was a great conversation. But what I usually add is when when I ask for someone's business, I always add in something like, I will take the utmost of care of this individual. Because for me, that reflects also back on the person and makes them look good too.
I love that. I'm writing that down. I will take the utmost of care because honestly, that's what they want to know. They want to know that they're going to be cared for. They want to know when, they're negotiating, you're caring for them. They want to know if their husband has to work overtime and misses an appointment that you're going to figure it out for them. So I love that. I will take the utmost of care. Thanks. I'm going to coin that in part of my conversation, Patty. Thank you. Anybody else have any thoughts? Okay, so the next thing that we have that we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about our general reconnect scripts. We have a couple scripts that we're going to give you guys in case you don't know what to say. And these are actual scripts that you can talk about. And Liz is going to put those up. And then she'll also have those in the PDF that you can download those. And I want to remind you, and Carrie, I don't know if Carrie's still here or not, but I think it's 297 agent. Really, that's something that our market center put together. And in 297 agent, there's a million scripts there. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever utilized it, but please go into 297 agent and utilize whatever script you can get. Normally, you want an appointment setting script, you want a care script, those scripts. So can you put those up at all? Those
We don't have those in
those
the,
general reconnect
we don't have those to
scripts?
share,
We don't have those
but
to
I've
share right
dropped it in
now.
the chat.
You've dropped it in the chat. So the general reconnect scripts, these are just, again, it's part of the care conversation. So you always start with a salutation. Hi, Alex, how are you doing? It's Polly Lorenzo. And again, you know, just say you're driving through their neighborhood, or, you know, I remember when, you know, you had your dog and I just was driving down the street and somebody had the exact same dog that looked like yours and it just reminded me of you, and I haven't talked with you for a while. So I just, while I was feeling good about you, I just wanted to call you. You know, these are reconnection scripts. And with everybody that you've worked with, it's all about your sphere of influence, because we all know that every single person in our sphere of influence knows 12 other agents. Everybody in our sphere of influence knows 12 other agents. So what's going to keep you top of mind with the people that are already in your sphere? And the people that are already in your sphere, there's three things that they had to know about you that made them hire you. They had to know you, they had to like you, and they had to trust you. So if they know you, they like you, and they trust you, they're already in your phone. And those are the three components of why someone uses you. And people that don't know you, if you're farming in a neighborhood, you have to hit that neighborhood, you know, it's a proven fact, like 10 to 12 times when you're farming, because they don't even know. But this is a gold mine of people that actually know you and you're going to get referrals from as your sphere of influence, and it's totally free. But we've got those general reconnect scripts in the chat. Thank you. And then the next thing we're going to go to is we're going to go to, so there's the two phone calls with the last names of the letters. And this week's it's P&L for Polly Lorenzo. I just can't believe how it worked out that way. So then the next one is you're going to text. And this week it's the letter X. And Liz, do you have the 2025 DTD2
Yep.
schedule that you put in there? There it is.
Yep, I just popped that up.
Right now, again, we're on September 8th. And with September 8th, you can kind of follow along. So put this in and block time in your portfolio, because and you really want to follow this between 9 and 6 a.m. You don't want to be too early where you're interrupting their meetings, their family, getting out of bed, whatever's going on in their house. And you really respect their time after 6 p.m. You really don't want to call them after 6 p.m. I know there's agents that do, but with all the data that I've researched, they say try to keep it in with 9. And then if people say, oh, but people are working 9 to 6, it doesn't matter. Like you're respecting their time, you're calling during the day. And if you get their voicemail, there's actually voicemail scripts that you can use as well. And in part of the reconnect script, I believe we have a voicemail in there too, in what we're downloading in the slides for you. So anyway, so there's the schedule. And then I created a text, and I've actually started texting some of my clients there. And Liz is going to pop up my text, and we're going to let you steal it. We're going to let you share it. So in this text, I just said, hi, Bonnie and Jim, it's Polly Lorenzo here. Hope your summer was amazing, and I'm looking forward to some fall pumpkin decorating and coffee on the deck before it gets too cold. I've got fall and winter real estate plans in place for you and all your pets. call me anytime. It's free. And then there is my telephone number. And I always sign things XO Polly. And that's just authentic to me as well. So when we hit the DTD2, you're actually hitting them 4 times a year. And the best thing is, nature has given us 4 seasons. We've got spring, summer, winter, fall. We've got all this 4 seasons. And because we're coming into, everybody loves pumpkins. Most people like me love coffee. So back during COVID, the reason I started doing it again like this is because our market center during COVID, when everybody was shut down, brought in so many high functioning players that were doing so well. And Jeff Glover was one of them. And we still participate so much with Jeff Glover, but he came out with a text back when during the shutdown, and everybody thought the world was crashing and the banks were crashing, and he just would say, and you have to personalize it with their first names, you have to personalize it, but he would say, hey, hi Bonnie and Jim, I just want you to know the real estate market is bananas. And then he did a giant row of bananas, and then he was like, call me, let's talk about it, and it was just so simple, to the point. You don't want to be too wordy. So do you guys have any thoughts on the text that I came up with that I've been sharing with my clients? I'd love to hear from Patty or Erica. Hello.
Hello.
Nobody has any
So,
thoughts on my text?
Would you send that text 4 times a year, or would you contact them differently 4 times a year?
Yes, totally different. So right now we're in the pumpkin coffee season, but that's what Liz and I were just talking about. I'm going to create a different text here at some point, like maybe mid-October, because remember, your clients are not going to see the same text because we're using the DTD2. So at some point here, mid-October, toward the end of October, I'm going to transition into Thanksgiving. And I'm going to be like, hey, I'm just something with Thanksgiving, and I'm going to put some turkeys up, and
Yeah.
I'll do a toast or something like that, something really simple. And then, before Thanksgiving or like the day after Thanksgiving, we're going to go into holiday. I happen to have clients that are Jewish that don't participate in Christmas. So I'm going to have a little bit more of a holiday theme and not just focus on Christmas. But yeah, you want to change it up at least 4 times a year. And that was such a great question. Thank you.
Yeah. I actually meant though, do you for text, or do you sometimes call instead of the text, or do you email sometimes? I mean, or because it says to do it 4 times a year. So is it always a text, or do you sometimes call? That's kind of
Liz, can you answer that?
So the DTD2 system is actually set up that the 2 letters are the ones that you are calling. So you're actually calling everyone in your database 4 times a year. And then on top of that, you're texting 1 letter a week so that everybody gets 2 texts. So if you follow everything completely, they would be getting 4 phone calls and 2 texts from you every year. So that's 6 different touch points.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so this, if you look at the DTD2 schedule, which you can print, on September 8th, the letters are P and L. So let me show you this as well. Everybody has their cell phone, right? So on their cell phone, I want you to go to and pick up your cell phone, and I want you to go to your contacts. So I'm going to put my contacts in here, and then I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. And if everybody could do this, I mean, this is a very hands-on, everything we're doing is actionable, and plus it's measurable. If we actually do this, there's a return on investment, and we can measure it, because this is money just sitting there. And let me show you something. So I don't know how many, but I have, if you can see, 4,570 contacts in my phone. So if I take that 4,570 contacts in my phone, and I literally, I'm going to get my calculator out here real quick. And this is every one of you. We're all in the same boat, because this is your sphere of influence. So if I get my calculator out here, and I've got my calculator up, and I put in 4,750 contacts, and I'm going to say 5%. 5% of my contacts bought and sold houses last year. 5%. So I'm going to
Or
multiply
referred you
that.
someone.
Or, yes, exactly. Thank you, Liz. So I'm going to multiply that times 5%, and that means 237 people potentially bought and sold or could have referred someone to me just last year. And what do you think average commission is per transaction? Can anybody just shout out a number for me? What would be your average commission?
$7,500.
Alex, what-
6,000?
6,000 is an average commission?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just blew myself out of here. So if 6,000 is your average commission, take that 237 people. So I'm going to take 237 times an average commission of $6,000.
1.3 million, somewhere around there.
You guys, but 4 million. And this is, it says my internet connection is on.
Yeah, you're cutting out. So,
And
but that 1.4 million is how much commission potential is just in your phone if you do the follow-up.
Exactly. I don't know if I'm cutting out, but I apologize for that. So with that being said, I just wanted to show you my cell phone. And then we have tips that are just for effective texting. And Liz is going to put that up. So we've created tips for effective texting. And this is just so you guys can text very clearly. You want to keep it short and sweet. You want to personalize your message. You need to use your client's name. You want a warm and friendly tone. You want it to be approachable, and you want to avoid formal language altogether. You don't want to cram too much into one text. And I mean, when you create a text, use mine, call me, I'll help you create a text, but run it by somebody that you trust, you know. And then also send messages during appropriate hours, typically between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. It just avoids, it just shows respect for the client. And then also CTA is a clear call to action. You cannot forget to put a clear call to action in everything. They have to, and even though your cell phone number pops up on their phone, add your cell phone number. Call me today. Let's chat. Let's have coffee. Whatever you're comfortable with. And then secondly, if your lead from your SOI actually replies back to you, you have to respond back to them very quickly. You want prompt replies, show that you're attentive and serious about helping. So if they reply back to you, jump on it right away. And then the biggest thing is leverage for automation. And I know some of my friends use CRM systems, Brevity. There's a million systems out there, but we have our KW CRM, which is fantastic, and it's automated and it's there for you. And the Leverage Center will help you with this. But with the leverage, that's the key. You want to use your CRM tool and you want to add at least 5 people to your database, or 5 new people from referrals, or you want to literally get in there for the person that you talk to, and just that person go in there and put Elizabeth Kaminsky, and then look when her birth date is, and then make sure you send her a friendly reminder or set her up for a market update. Make sure you've got her on campaigns, because let the system work for you. So you keep calling with your DTD2 4 times a year. You send a text twice a year, and then the CRM system is going to send a market update. It's going to send a birthday. It's going to send whatever you want it to send. And there, it's working for you without you actually being present. And then always respect the no. If somebody texts you back and they say, hey, I really don't want to be involved in this. Don't text me anymore. I'm not interested. You have to always provide an easy way for that lead to opt out. That includes your emails, that includes your CRM system, that includes texts, and just think of an easy way to opt out. And I'll help you with that. Like, so glad you let me know. I will make sure that no more texts come your way. Have a great day. It's okay. Let them go. And then always, to your point, I'm not sure if it was Patty who said this, but you want to text and refine your message. You want to regularly review your text messaging campaigns. You want to text different messages. You want to track the response rates. And then also, Liz, can you put up that relationship tracker that you created?
It's been dropped in the chat.
I
So
know,
I
I
can
didn't
all
know if
download
you
it
could
and
put
use
it back on. Can you put it back on the screen again at all?
Yes, I
But-
can. Just give me a moment.
That's okay, but we're going to talk about time. So for me, I'm on vacation and I'm taking 15 minutes out of my day to do the DTD2. So today, after this half-hour meeting, I'm going to call my P's, I'm going to call my L's, and I'm already sending my texts out. And believe it or not, there's some people I had put an X by their name, even if there's not an X in it, and they're going to get that text today as well. But on the relationship tracker, you want to see where Liz has dials. You want to do a hash mark. How many dials have you done today? And just do those hash marks. And then when you get a contact, hopefully you'll get more than 4. I think we put 4 on the sheet, Liz.
Yes. That's how
So
much would
there's
fit.
4 on the sheet. So again, you want to capture that name, capture that cell phone number, and capture that email and the mailing address. And we put 4 down there. So you remember and write it: family, organization, recreation, dreams. And then there's a little box over there for appointment set, because your goal is to make an appointment. And even if you contacted them using the care conversation and you've talked to them and they don't want to make an appointment right now, make a note over there of when you're going to call them back again, because you're going to continually call them apart from the DTD2, and maybe do a monthly phone call since they actually answered their phone and you had a good reconnection. And we can track this with the relationship tracker. So when everybody pops on next Monday, I want you to download that relationship tracker. I want to know how many dials that you made. I want to know how many contacts you made, and we're going to talk about that next week. So does anyone have any thoughts on what we presented today? And do you understand DTD2?
Yeah, it was a good refresher. Thank you for putting it together, Polly and Elizabeth.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, guys, next week, we're going to talk about who we called. We're going to talk about who we text, and we're going to talk about how many dials that you actually made. I would say if you could commit to a minimum of a half hour a day, minimum. You don't have to time block that 2 hours, but a minimum, a half hour a day. Let's talk about your commitment, and let's talk about what you did for free and how you're going to make money from all the people in your sphere of influence. Thanks, guys. I have my bathing suit on and I'm going to go out at the pool.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Have a great week.